Yes, good people on this Monday. Good people on this Monday. It is Monday. Woo, how was your Monday? I'm doing great. I know you see two people on this couch. I know, like what I always say. Y'all be saying, ooh, who on that couch today? You gonna find out. Stick on with me. Woo! Yeah, I'm excited. Last week was Couch Conversations with Q. This week is the I Am Qiana Scales podcast. Y'all, I am excited for this new season. I am excited. I hope you all are excited as well. Yes, we're about to get into it. Welcome to the I Am Qiana Scales podcast, where truth meets transformation. This is the space for real talk, real people, and relevant conversations. No gossip, just gems. Y'all know what to do. Stamp it, baby. Stamp it. Yes. Before we dive in, listener land, if you're tuned in live on Facebook, you can support this podcast by sending monetary stars. Y'all know by now what stars are. Go on and shoot your sister some stars. Shoot your girl some stars. You know, 99 cents. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. $1, $5. Y'all got it. Every single star sown into this podcast helps me to continue bringing you truth and transformation. Don't y'all love truth and transformation over here? I know you do. So go on and sow a little seed. You know, we're going to be like the church. We're going to say, pass the plate. Y'all know what pass the plate means. Pass that collection plate. So y'all going to do that by clicking the stars. Send me some stars and engage with your girl. And I would greatly appreciate it. All right, now. I've got to show some love, y'all know, and some support to our sponsor, the Closet Experience Boutique. Ladies, if you're looking for a bold, and I do mean a bold look, statement fashion and accessories that turns heads for all the right reasons, look no further. Shop online, theclosetexperience.com, and save 10% with code podcast. That's PODCAST. You know what to do. Go to theclosetexperience.com and do you some retail therapy. Woo, yes. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into this episode. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to find out who's sitting over here on the blue velvet couch? Ooh, y'all know this blue velvet couch be having it going on. Tonight's episode is for the power couples, the entrepreneurs, building vision side by side. Because starting a business is one thing. Protecting your marriage is a whole nother thing when you're trying to build. That's a different level of work. Y'all better be ready for this conversation. We see the branding. We see the growth. We see the wins. But what we don't see is the conversations after the closing time, the disagreements, the pressure, the blurred roles. The real question, though, is how do you build something profitable without bankrupting the relationship? Woo, yeah, that's deep right there. Woo, y'all better be ready because you know your girl is bringing it. And I'm going to help the people. And my guest is going to help you out on how to manage all of that. I admire them. They got it going on. They really do. So y'all get ready. Tonight, don't let the business dirty the marriage, building without breaking. We are going beyond the surface to talk about love, leadership, boundaries, and what it really takes to protect your covenant while growing your company. So if you're married, dealing with intention, let me say that again. I said dealing. I meant to say dating, but you know, some of y'all are dealing with intention. You don't know if you really want to date them. So I know y'all thought I said that wrong, but I didn't want y'all to catch that. Some of y'all are dealing with intention. You're not really dating with intention, but that's a whole nother subject. So we could talk about that another day. Write that down because that's going to be a good another topic. Yes. So what I need y'all to do is stop overthinking it and lean in, because this conversation might just help protect what matters most, and that's your relationship. Tonight's guests are not just business owners. They are visionaries. They are community builders. They are cycle breakers. They are proof that where you start doesn't determine where you finish. Right now, let me introduce them to you. She is a strategic powerhouse, co-founder and chief operating officer of Luminary, a Nashville-based cleaning and maintenance company setting a new standard across Middle Tennessee. She is a Nashville Emerging Leaders Award recipient, founder of Generation of Wealth Initiative, former director of GM's mentoring for Metro Nashville Public Schools, and a former board member of the Nashville Business Incubation Center. She doesn't just lead operations, she leads with purpose, service, and impact. Ooh, that girl got it going on. And he is East Nashville raised, built from humble beginnings in the housing projects, a man who chose resilience over repetition, a man who broke generational cycles instead of becoming one. He is co-founder and CEO of Luminary, a top-rated cleaning and facility maintenance company that was named Music City's best cleaning company in 2023. Under his leadership, the company has scaled with vision, discipline, and heart. But what sets him apart isn't just business, it's community. From mentoring seniors at Maplewood High School to providing Christmas gifts to families in Metro Nashville Public Schools. He believes success means nothing if you don't reach back and pull somebody else forward. You better pull them people forward. Tonight, you're about to hear all about their story. But let me tell you this. Together, they launched R&R Cleaning in 2016 with a bold vision to set a new standard of clean. As that vision expanded, so did the name. R&R Cleaning evolved and rebranded into Luminary, a reflection of growth, elevation, and a commitment to shining brighter in both business and impact. But what they've truly built goes far beyond spotless spaces. They've established a standard of integrity, a standard of excellence, and a standard of service. The Luminary standard isn't just about a space, of how that space looks. It's about how it's handled with transparency, reliability, and a deep commitment to community. It's about building generational wealth and creating a legacy designed to last well beyond a lifetime. They are husband and wife, partners in purpose, leaders in business, and tonight they're here to talk about how you build something powerful without letting it break what's sacred. Listen to land. Listen to land. I need y'all to start clapping, put them hand clap emojis in the chat, and help me welcome to the podcast, Brandon and Salisa Webster. Yes, I am so glad y'all here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
I'm so glad y'all here. Oh, they came to play with me. Y'all know I'm about to get all in their business, right? We about to get all up and in their business. So make sure you're engaging out there with us on these platforms, because you have any questions, anything you want to ask them, you are feel free to ask them, and we'll make sure we get those questions answered for you. Oh, I'm so glad y'all came to play with me. I'm excited. I'm excited. I am excited to have you. Y'all ready to help the people help the people?
Absolutely.
Right, we just gonna jump right on into it. So before Luminary, how did you first, just tell us your story, become a couple? How did y'all meet?
Oh, wow. Go ahead. You can tell them. Jesus. So we had a weird beginning.
Okay.
I remember I was on my way to school because I went to Tennessee State University, graduated from state. Dropping off my oldest child, driving down Jefferson. That's the first time I actually heard God's voices when I met Brandon. Brandon was on the opposite side of the street, waiting on the bus to get ready to go to work. At that time, I didn't know that, and I was driving, and I literally heard God say, "That's him." And I said, it was two of him. It was him and his homeboy at the time at the bus stop. And I was basically like, God, if that's you, I don't know. That can't be the one right there. I need you to show me a sign. I actually almost hit a car in front of me, trying to see who God was telling me. And again, it was two of them. So I needed to be clear. I'm always asking God to repeat. Like, are you sure this is him? He came to my door, and Lord, he was real ghetto. Real ghetto. He was not my type. He wasn't anything that I was looking for at that time. I'm used to more college preppy boys, frat boys. Brandon was completely opposite. And God said, yes, that's him. And so he gave me a number, and he gave me a name. Whether or not it was the right name, that's for the people to
What
judge.
name he give you?
And really not he gave me the right number.
I gave her the right
That's
number
Okay.
and
that's
I
for the
gave her the
people to
right
judge.
name. I gave her my middle name.
Okay.
So when I called that night and
Mhm.
I asked, his mom picked up the phone because we was like 18, 19. Well, no, 19 and 20 then.
Okay.
I answered, he and called his mama, and his mama answered. I called the phone, his mama answered, and I said, "Can I speak to Rashad?" And his mama said, "Don't nobody live by that name," and hung up the phone.
No.
I
And
can't recall all of that.
Mm.
so I was like, "Well, that was it." And I think he figured it out, and he hurried up and called me back, and that's how the beginning started.
Now, do you always go by your middle name?
No,
Oh, because I'm just trying to figure out what made you give her the middle name.
but I've been trying to figure that out for
I'm
17
just trying to
years.
figure out why you do that.
It sounds smoother.
Look, that's my man right there. It sounds smooth. That was cool. It sounds smoother.
Okay.
But you were supposed to tell whoever answered the phone, somebody gonna call, ask for.
No, I don't.
Okay.
So
You
yeah,
almost lost her.
he almost lost it.
See? You should have blocked your blessing.
She would have circled back
Oh,
like she
oh,
did on Jefferson Street.
you circle back on Jefferson Street.
Guess I did.
Yeah, you
Tell me
did.
about that, Brandon. Come on, tell us about that.
What we telling
You
her?
she circled back on Jefferson Street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
You almost hit the car and then you came back around.
Guess I did.
She was
Mhm.
trying to see which she was God was still talking to her. So she was trying to figure out who she was supposed to be looking for.
I'm obedient.
So she very obedient. She circled back. Cause
That's right.
See, I probably would kept on driving and be like, nah, God, you like you know you was saying, God, you. I'm like, honey, I don't know. I almost hit a car. This can't be the same. See, that's how I would have been. I would have just lost my blessing because I would have been like, this ain't it. I don't know. I almost hit a car in the process. Nah, nope. So, what made you all realize you could take the chemistry that you were building and turn it into a business partnership? How did that go?
You can answer that.
I jumped out the window. Honestly, R&R started from a family trip.
Okay.
It's like when we get back home, I'm gonna start a business. We having a good time, like how most families do on these trips, and it was laughter, but it was just like, well, y'all will see, and we just never looked back.
So, how long did y'all date
Before we got married,
before you got married?
3 years.
So 3 years, and then you got married. How long have you been married?
17.
Okay, within that 17-year span,
Mm-hmm.
when did the business? So you started the business.
Mhm.
It was just
It was.
you had the idea. Brandon had the
Yes.
idea to start the business.
Yes.
Okay, so Brandon started the business. Then he comes to you
Mm-hmm.
with the vision,
With the dream.
with the dream.
Mhm.
Okay, so he did.
Mm-hmm.
So he jumps out the window. Did you jump out the window with him?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I
So
don't believe in
okay.
heights. Mm-mm.
okay. So you
Yeah.
had to show and prove yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So how long did that take before the chemistry, as far as it built up to you all working together?
Maybe.
I jumped in and helped him.
Okay. See.
But before I was working with the government as an
Mhm.
investigator for years.
Okay.
I love my job. And so I helped him start slowly building the company while I was still working.
Okay.
My 9 to 5. And what really started manifesting for me is that I started, one, God was talking to me and telling me, eventually you're going to have to let this go. But then two, I started seeing the disparities within my job on how they
Mhm.
was treating different races of business owners. Some
Okay.
we would go after quicker than the other races that they would go
Mhm.
after. And so it prompted me to make sure that Brandon had all of his stuff together, had all his paperwork together. Because I would remember we would go after people who literally had no idea that people was robbing them, the CFO was robbing them, or that they didn't have the business together. They had just jumped out, started a business, didn't know what they were doing, and now the government is coming after them and trying to prosecute. I did not want that to be us. So I was like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. I'm always about processes and procedures. Brandon was just about getting the money. So that's how the chemistry started.
Okay.
From there.
It's interesting because a lot of times entrepreneurship, that's what people think. It's about getting the money and not structuring the business. And but sometimes I'm gonna be honest, sometimes that's just not our lane. Your lane is the focus of what you do best, and your focus is let me use what I do best to bring in a profit.
Absolutely.
And like you said, that's good. We gonna stay right there for a minute. Business owners, lean in because it is so crucial. You heard what Miss Webster said. It is crucial that you build a structured business. A lot of times we don't do that. I'm gonna raise my hand because I've been guilty of that too. Not thinking about the structure, just like, oh, it's kind of like a hobby. I'm just working it out. Because when we have a full time, or something else going on, you don't take all the structure. But if you think about when you're working for another company, you have processes and procedures. Everything needs to be in place. I just had to stay right there for a moment because a lot of times we don't think about that.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad it's almost like you were put in the position that you were put in for y'all's business. See what I'm saying? Because it gave you some insight and you had an insight.
Correct.
You was inside and you got the insight.
Correct.
Of what you needed to build a company.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't get that.
Right. Yeah.
That's really good right there. So then you go home, you tell him you need X, Y, Z, 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 boom, 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 you got to do this. Now, how receptive was he to you telling him what he needed to do?
Brandon ain't never receptive. Oh.
Come on, man. Stop the cap.
Oh, she capping.
Yeah,
Brandon's
I
never
took all
receptive.
that
He
stuff.
listens, but it's one thing to listen, it's another
Right.
thing to execute. I'm an executor. I'm not. So what ended up happening after that is we had one contract for the longest, and we were, maybe got a couple of more contracts here and there, but we had no way of like how do we get more business? Like what are we lacking? And it wasn't until I ran into, I don't even know how I got into meeting Danielle McGee and T. Wilson, but some way, somehow, I remember meeting them.
Let me interrupt you real quick. So Danielle McGee, that's the Black Business Boom.
Yes.
Okay, Black Business Boom. Danielle
And
McGee.
Tanisha
Okay,
Wilson.
and Tanisha, and she's part of
She
who's Tanisha Wilson?
T is with B Academy now, but she was part of Black Business.
Okay, this moment.
I can't remember how we met, but some way, somehow we met. And they wanted me to enroll in a program that they were partnering with NBIC called Groundwork.
Yes.
And so I got into Groundwork with them. And from there, we started learning more about what it took to actually market the business.
Okay.
Because those two, they are geniuses in marketing. And so from there, me and Brandon started. One of the things I remember Angela, because Angela ended up Crane Jones with
Crane Jones,
with National Business Incubation. She's the CEO.
Yeah.
One of the things that she would always say is that we would always be one of the ones that she always taught that executed and implemented whatever somebody taught us. We don't take knowledge and then just have it. We actually, after class, I would sit there and create a plan right after class.
Yes.
And I would put that plan into motion based on what I learned. And so from there, we started growing. And then once the pandemic hit is when my company lost our contract.
Okay.
We lost our contract. And I remember us losing a contract, and it was a guy at my job who everybody at the company was freaking out and panicking because we were all going to be without a job. And it was this one guy at my job who was like, I said, well, why are you so lax and cool? And he was like, oh, because this ain't my only job. I'm here for insurance. I'm good. I got my own business and I own property. And so when he told me that, I took it back to Brandon and was like, I want to be him. I don't ever want to depend on anything, especially corporate, not knowing what's going to happen. I want to be able to say, if I want to go back to corporate, I can. And if I don't, cool. And so from there, I started, we ended up getting another contract. So they called me back to work and things started going downhill. I got in a bigger position. And it's crazy because when I lost my contract, I went back up. When I lost my contract, I remember God telling me, do not get comfortable.
Okay.
And a lot of times with entrepreneurs, when God tell you to move, we don't move because we're scared.
Scared.
We are
That's
very, very scared. So I remember God said, do not get comfortable. So when they called me back mentioning I was almost making well over almost 6 figures at my job. I was making high 5 figures. And so I remember coming back and they stuff they started picking with me. I lost out on a position. I was training people who was not doing as much as I was. It was just a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And
What
I
I
was
like
just
to
like,
call corporate politics.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember one day Brandon heard me upstairs because my job was extremely stressful at the time. And I remember Brandon was like, "You can leave, just leave." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that." And so then God told me one day, "It's time for you to go."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still hard headed, and I said, "No, I need like a lot of signs." Because I don't care if they pick it with me as long as my check is cash. I can deal with this.
Yes.
And I was like, "Lord, I need you to continue to show me a sign." Even the day that I put in my 4-week notice, because I put in a 4-week, because I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this. And the day I left, I asked God, I said, "I need you to send me a clear sign that this is you and not me." Because I don't want to leave. And God, my manager at the time said something. She was like, "Oh, and by the way, you won't be getting a promotion this year or no raise."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, that was the sign that I needed." And I sent her a message. I sent her an email and said, "Thank you so much for doing God's work." But after that, I jumped out the window with Brandon and became a full-time entrepreneur. And that's kind of more where the chemistry started between us two, and working together and doing business together is once I took the leap of faith out, because that's a different type of faith.
Oh, yeah, it is. Because I tell people as an entrepreneur, guess what? You used to, if we work for a company, you can have your bad day. You might not meet production if you're on production or whatever or not. You might not meet your mark a day. But guess what? All the other days you still gonna get a paycheck, right? Now in entrepreneurship, you can't just take that check is depending on if you putting in the work.
Correct.
So there's a big difference.
Huge.
And then the money may not come in like it come in. I tell people you work harder as an entrepreneur than working for somebody.
Correct.
You really do. I tell people that all the time. People don't understand that because they look at, I can make my own hours. I can make my own money. They can justify how much money you can make. People, it could be reality. I'm not going to say it's not. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to start off like that. Hate to bust your bubble. But no, you're going to have to put in the work. It is work, long hours. It's not what you think it is. So what does since we're talking about long hours, what does a typical day look like for you all working side by side?
You want to go?
Come on, tell us, Green.
Family or just business?
Just the whole thing. You give me the whole 9.
The whole thing is
We wake up at 5.
Okay, they wake up at 5.
5 to 11
That night.
that night.
So we wake up at 5. We get the kids ready. We have 4 children.
Okay, 4 children. What are their ages?
We have a 19, going to be 20. We have a 17. We have an 11, and we have a 10.
Okay.
We get them ready for school. We drop. So none of our kids go to the same school.
Okay.
So we drive them around Nashville, drop them all off at schools, because we are firm believers in putting our kids in schools where they thrive and not just survive. And so we drop them off at school. Then from there, Brandon goes to work. Then I go to work. And we work until it's time to pick the kids up, pick them up from school, drop them off at home, go back to work. And then come.
Literally working out in the parking
We was working
lot.
out in the parking lot. And then we go home, and now we make time for us. So we cut it off. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, wow. That's a long day to be together. So are you, now, are you more in the office, and then you're more hands-on?
In the field.
It's like I called in the field. I was just going to say I called that in the field. Okay, so you're in the field. Okay.
If I'm in the office, something is wrong. And if she's in the field, something is wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
Oh.
So I'm in the field when one of the employees in trouble. If he in the office, somebody in the background in trouble.
Oh, now, y'all, need y'all to get it together out there. Now, Luminary has it all together. I'm going to tell you that. From customers to top-notch customer service. Best believe that. I know that for a fact, because she's not going to have it any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen her in action, so I know. I know. I'm laughing, but I know this firsthand. Like, I know them. I just need y'all to know that. So, anyway, I want to ask. So, y'all drop the kids off. Y'all do all this work. Are any of the kids in sports or anything? Because I'm trying to figure out tell me, how do y'all manage that?
They in sports. Our daughter goes to a private school now. She does cheer slash dance.
Okay.
My other daughter plays soccer slash flag football. My son is
He's
doing
not doing no sports.
not anymore, but he used to do sports.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He
he
used to do
used to.
football, and now he's doing full time college courses. And all of our kids
So I
is
was gonna say,
very
so
happy.
everybody's busy and y'all are busy. So what is the schedule, the family schedule? Do you take time to say, okay, if we book, well, y'all have employees too, so I'm sure it's easy to manage a schedule for y'all
Hmm.
because it's not just y'all too.
Now it
Mhm.
is, yes.
But in the okay, well, take us back to the time when there were just y'all and you had the kids. How did that look? What was that dynamic like?
That's when the free time
Mm-hmm.
that everybody thinks they can make out, that's when that kicks in, to be honest. It's like, all right, cool. I don't have to start this
Mm-hmm.
project until a certain time. So I'll take everybody where they have to go.
Okay.
And I may be able to get everybody from where they need to be, like get them back home per
Mm-hmm.
se. If not, that's where her freedom comes in with that free time or make up my own time. I
Mm-hmm.
can go get them, or
Yeah.
she can go get them.
So what he's saying is that flexibility, that time where you can actually be there as an entrepreneur. But like we were saying, sometimes it's not always the case because it
Mm-hmm.
just depends on. Sometimes you do have to say, oh, let me find if grandmama or auntie, brother, so somebody else can go get the kids because sometimes deadlines have to be met.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
sometimes
we've
things
had
just have
those
to be done.
times.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had them a whole
A
lot,
lot.
but we
Okay.
have had those times like, hey, ask your mom or ask my mom, can
Can
they
she
You
get
know,
watch the
them
kids
or
for a
watch
minute?
them?
Yeah.
that makes sense because, like I said, everybody always thinks it's gonna be just peaches and cream. I can stop. No, to a certain extent. I just always like to drive that point home because a lot. And I don't know if it's a social media thing. Y'all help me out with that. Do y'all see that a lot where people's like, oh, if you work for somebody else, you got time? And I do kind
Yes.
of believe in it. But then I also believe that everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. What do y'all think about that?
I believe that because everybody
Yes.
doesn't have the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Entrepreneurship starts off with mindset.
Yep.
Um, I always tell people you have to have a strong mindset and a strong level of faith in
Mm-hmm.
order to be an entrepreneur. I thought I had faith
Mm-hmm.
before. Yeah, I ain't had no faith.
Baby, entrepreneurship will have your whole prayer life at another level,
It's a
baby.
big spiritual
Because,
connection when you're an
yes.
entrepreneur. Yeah.
I'm so busy
Mm-hmm.
typically trying to record content that
Uh-huh.
I can't watch other people's
People's.
content. And if I am watching someone else's content, it's at my own leisure time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm off the clock per se.
But we've had people that work for us who feel like I'm just gonna go start a business,
Oh yeah,
and we're
we get
like,
that a lot.
we do get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go start me a business, or I'm gonna go start a cleaning business.
Good
We get
luck.
that a whole lot, and I
Good luck.
tell
And if they
them
want the help, we'll
we'll
help
help
them.
you, but I tell them if whatever you are in your personal life will
Mm-hmm.
show up in your business. So if you
Yes.
are late in your
Yep.
personal 9 to 5 and you don't know how to hit tasks, your boss is constantly on your
Yep.
throat because you don't miss this deadline, this task, or you don't like corrective criticism, you don't like nobody telling you nothing. It's gonna show up in your business because if you're late here, you're gonna be late on your business. If you don't like nobody telling you that, when your customer tell you something, you're gonna be mad. If you don't like it, is they mimic. So
Yep.
if you lack discipline as an employee, you're gonna lack discipline as an employee. The only thing difference between the two, one of them you can pay your bills
Mm-hmm.
still, regardless of the kind of employee you are, because you're still gonna get a check. The
Yep.
other one you might be homeless.
Say that again. I see. I'm trying to drive this point home.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Again, one
Mm-hmm.
one of them you definitely you can still make a check.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to work some days and be like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I'm gonna kick it today. I'm gonna have a light day. I ain't gonna do a lot
Yep.
of work, and still make my check on the 7th and the 22nd. In entrepreneurship, if you do not work, you do not eat
Eat.
at all.
Yes.
Period. And I have kids, so it's not about if you're happy. My
Mm-hmm.
clients have to be happy
Yep.
because those are now my bosses. My
Mm-hmm.
clients are my bosses. So it is utmost important that I give them great customer service and a great experience because they pay my bills. So again, mindset and faith are what I tell people all the time. If you lack those, you may not succeed as a good business owner.
I never understood how people get in the mindset of, oh, I'm on my own free time and all this
Mm-hmm.
and that. Like when you sign these contracts with these people, they still expect you to be there at
Yes.
their time. So
Mm-hmm.
technically, you don't get that free time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you just don't get it. And the more you grow, the less time you have.
And
Yep.
they'll understand it more. And I think a lot of times when people say that, and I don't mean any disrespect to
Mm-hmm.
anybody out there, you're still hustling.
Yep.
So there's a huge difference between somebody who hustles and somebody who's running a business and scaling a business. And somebody who hustles, you might have a craft and you might like it. You might you come home, you know, do a little something, then go to sleep and go home and go to work the next day. You're hustling
Mhm.
versus somebody who has to scale your business and have people that's reporting to you and have all these moving pieces. It's a little bit different. So I guess if you are still hustling, you do have that flexibility. You can go in here and clean a couple of shoes today or clean a car today, and you go to work tomorrow and you make a
Mhm.
couple of dollars. But for us, we have to have systems. We have to have processes. We can get
Yes.
sued by our employers and our contractors.
Yep.
We got things everywhere, all the time. Your head is on a swivel. Like, is this together? You got this together. So you don't really have as much flexibility as you think you do.
You right about that. I'm so good. Like y'all just don't understand why I like driving that point home because I hear it so much. I'm just gonna leave my job, and I'm like, do you have a plan?
Man, what
Because it's not as easy as you think it is.
Don't leave your job.
I was like, make sure you. Now I'm gonna say this. Let me say this, because I do believe walking by faith.
Yes.
That's a whole different story when God told you, but when you're in your head and you're just thinking this, I want to be very clear because there is a difference, how you said, when God is speaking to you. I do believe in when God is telling you to leave, you got to do what God has told you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a true believer in it. But sometimes when people run stuff by me, I'm like, okay, but do you have a plan? And if I don't hear if God told you none of that kind of stuff, I'm just like, yeah, it ain't as easy. I'm just telling you, because people be like, oh, you should leave your job. The class spends you be out here do. No, God ain't told me to really leave yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Then I have to say to myself, I don't know if this is really what I want to do all day. The closet said, like, I have to just be real with people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to do this all day. Especially in the climate and economy that we're in now, retail is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm still here, holding on to God's unchanging hand with this business. But like I said, I got so many other things going on that now I'm kind of like, I want to do another avenue.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to just know what you want to do.
You do. You got to be firm. And then I always tell people, your business, if you're scaling a business like we are, it becomes another marriage. So we tell people luminary is our side piece. Like,
okay, come on, luminary is the side piece. Come on now. So we talked about the belief of the business. Now let's talk about the tension.
Mm-hmm.
When did you first realize that this was going to require more communication, more boundaries, and more intentionality than you expected?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
When we pivoted to power washing.
Okay.
I wanted power washing money all to myself because it wasn't labeled under luminary correctly.
Okay.
Well, it was R&R at that time.
Okay.
So I was like, well, this don't go on those books. This is going in my pocket. It's like, no, you can't do that. That got to go into the business because with power washing, the ROI was way more than it was on the cleaning side.
And for y'all don't know, return on investment. Okay,
yes, I'm sorry.
I know a little something down. Come on. Yeah. She probably taught me that. I knew that.
But yeah, I was just like, hey, this money right here is coming in so fast, so easy. It was like, oh, y'all didn't put in on this. You know what I'm saying? I want this for myself. And then she was like, no, you can't do that. This is for X, Y, and Z, so we can build this and build that. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me just get out the way. Here you go.
See, I like that. Yeah. See, that shows truth. See? We're very transparent of it. You see how transparent they are? He was like, shoot, this is my money. I'm out here doing this. But it falls, you didn't realize at the time what category that fell under. Mm-hmm. See? That's why you got to communicate so you will know. But I probably would have been right there with you. That's my money I've been out here doing. I ain't even going to lie. I'd have been like,
because it was coming in so fast.
Yes.
That felt like a true hustle. It was like, hey, this is so fast and so easy. And we're getting it in large lump sums. Like, yeah, I want that. That should be mine. I don't want to give this to y'all.
You gotta give it over. It's gotta be, all monies have to be accounted for.
It was because that money not only grow the business, it paid people, it bought more supplies, not just the power washing stuff, but the cleaning stuff, because those net 30s, net 45s, you gotta have something in between for those.
And if you don't know what net 30s and net 35 is, it's basically where, how can I explain it? Where there are, you paying for it in 30 days or 90 days, whatever. It's like
services, and then they pay
in 45 days.
Yes.
45 days.
And depending on who it is, it might be net rapture.
Yes. Yes. So How did you define roles early on in the business so there were no disagreements? Like
Well,
who? Okay, we know you came up with the vision,
Mm-hmm.
and you of course came up with that you wanted to be the CEO.
mhm.
Now, how did y'all? Oh, that is not how it happened.
I,
Okay, that's why I say who came up with these roles.
I personally don't care about the
Okay.
title. It's ours.
Yes.
If she wants to be the CEO, I don't mind. We still getting this money. It doesn't bother me. Titles don't bother me.
So the business
Mhm.
roles is funny. We still toggle between it
Mhm.
because most people see me running a business, and even people classes we've been in, like, so you're really the CEO and Brandon's the COO. Um, I never took the CEO role because one guy never told me to,
Mhm.
and I'm very in tune on making sure I do what I'm supposed to do and what God asked me to do, and not what everybody else wants me to do. And so God never told me that that was my role.
Mhm.
So even though he technically does the field operations, and I typically do more of the vision, the CEO, what they consider CEO role, I still am okay with Brandon being the CEO,
Mhm.
taking that leadership path, and me, I'm just really good at strategic planning
Mhm.
and making sure everything is copacetic in the background.
If you only knew.
Oh, wait a minute. What is that supposed to be?
I tell people
Uh-huh.
ask me and I tell them, look, I just work here.
Oh
My name on all the
my God.
paperwork, but I just work
He
here.
says that all the time.
So
You
every
just work.
single piece of paperwork. Hers is on there
Mhm. I
too,
would say
but
hers on there
it,
too.
it definitely
But he
is.
always said,
But I
Mhm.
just work
I
here.
just work here.
Because I'm not big on the
On the
title stuff.
titles.
Like, and people ask me too, like, why you don't say nothing? Why you don't say who you are? It's like, for what? Let the work speak
Speak for.
for us first.
Give me some. I'm like
Yeah.
that. I don't really have a title. I mean, I'm a business. I'm the owner of these businesses, but I'm just more like the work speak for itself. I do what I do. You know, it's you gonna see it. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
shine on through. Cause my goal, I'm like you. I just want to focus on getting the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Have I met all my customer service goals? Is do I have what the customer needs? All of that stuff. People don't like you said a
I'm the
title is
same
just a
way.
title. You can walk around here with all the letters behind your name and all this good stuff. But if you can't handle business, what does that mean?
I'm like that
Mhm.
only until someone makes me throw weight around.
Okay.
Like, we had a customer kept saying, mop boy. And I'm
Oh,
like,
what?
you don't know who you talking to. Because I visit a site with
Mhm.
an employee and I was just like, hey, what do you typically do in this woman's house so
Mhm.
I know what's going on? Plus, I was just out there making sure everything was on point. And she was like, okay, then mop boy, you can come this way and we'll take care of this over here. And I pulled my employee to the side and said, hey, you better tell her who I am before I raise up on it. And he was like, I got you, man. Don't even worry about it. And he pulled her to the side and told her who I was,
Mhm.
and her attitude changed towards me. So if I need to throw that title around, I will. But typically, I just stay out the way of it. Because, like I said, the work will always prove itself.
And that's crazy though that we're in 2026 and people are belittling people.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm,
I mean, it's just like,
it's all about how
yes,
you
I
look
am
at
in
it.
your home, but don't be trying to belittle me.
Which is why I tell people
Stop.
all the time, when you run into business owners, give them grace.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea what they are dealing with,
Yes.
what customers they have came to. I absolutely love my customers that call me and pour into us. I have some customers that just call me like, I'm so proud of y'all. Just keep doing your thing. And it is the most uplifting, because sometimes we do get a lot of customers who belittle us
Mm-hmm.
by us being in the cleaning industry. And now we're moving into more maintenance pieces of it. In the cleaning industry, it's like the bottom of the barrel. You get a lot of people who disrespect that
Wow.
position and don't realize it requires a lot of patience.
Mm-hmm.
They think because you own a cleaning business, you uneducated. I got a degree. It's just a lot. And then we're still in a world where we experience a lot of
Oh,
racism.
I was just gonna say, yes,
And
under this administration, I'm
yeah,
sure you've
depending
experienced
on
that.
who house you in, you
Mm-hmm.
might get treated one way versus another way.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, just lead with grace.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we don't do something right, we're going to always come back and fix it. But
Mm-hmm.
lead with grace, because you never know what anybody is dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we have dealt with a lot when it comes down to customers.
And I believe it.
We got customers that's like our parents too,
Yeah, we do
though.
got our family.
Don't get it twisted. We can
Uh-huh.
get in trouble by our customers in a good way.
In a
Like,
good
they
way.
keep
Mm-hmm.
us on point
We
too.
do. We have customers that have now become family members.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing though.
It
I like
is.
that y'all don't mind. I'm using the word loosely, checked by your customers. You know, like you take
Oh,
that
you have to
serious.
be.
Like yeah, but you don't just like you said. You take it serious though. You like constructive criticism is
I
what I
love
should have
it.
said
I
because
love
it
it.
helps you. Business owners don't realize we got to start taking that constructive criticism
I love it.
and listening to that feedback because that
Helps you grow.
help you grow. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that can help catapult you to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're trying to not hear what anybody's saying to you, guess what? You're gonna be stuck. And if you got 10 people saying it, it's something going on. We need to look at that. Because a lot of times when we say, those are my rules, those are my policies. Now some stuff, yes, you do need to sit to your policies and procedure, but some stuff is you and you getting in the way of your business.
Absolutely. My auntie just checked us while we was in the parking lot.
Okay.
It happens. We just be like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just listen to each other when
Mhm.
it comes to this. We listen to everybody
Everybody.
around us.
And if it makes sense, then you make it work for the business. Because like you said, the goal that you're reaching to scale, to continue scaling. You don't want to stay in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Your vision is to, let me ask you this, because now I'm thinking about something. So is there ever a vision of you franchising out?
We had
Is that,
We
it was
talks
actually
about it.
we was gonna franchise out this year, January. We had was presented with the opportunity to somebody wanted to start a business in Michigan, and
Okay.
we sat down with them, talked with them. But again, we are really big on are you ready and mindset.
Okay.
We had the franchise plan together. We was willing to go up and train. We had the plan together, but they didn't come back. They kept communication wasn't well.
Okay.
I don't think that a lot of people look at the cleaning. A lot of our people look at the cleaning industry and look at it as a hustle. I'm gonna go out here and clean a couple of houses and make about $250 a day, and they don't realize that you can take this ideal in this business and make it a tangible asset.
Mm-hmm.
Take it, you can sell your business and make money. It's just as valuable as a house if you had a house. But when you constantly looking multiple uh, of our counterparts take cleaning businesses and sell them for billions of dollars.
Oh.
Jan Pro is a franchise, huge franchise.
I think that's the
Molly
first
May.
one. The first one I know was the Jam Pro. They was in the airports, right? Started.
Jan
Oh, well, I
Pro's
don't know
in
where they started, but
airport.
I
Jana
knew
King.
airport.
These are multi-billion-dollar cleaning companies. Um, but they don't look like us, and people give them more respect. And so when we look at each other, we hustle it. We look at it as something to do to make a couple of dollars here and there. When you can actually take this and make it a very, very valuable asset, which I'm very proud of us. We have. You can make it to where you can literally sell it if you want to, franchise it if you want to, or if your kids want it, you can pass it down. It's literally generational wealth.
Now, are your kids interested?
My son is a lead. He's been working with us for legally 4 years, illegally.
Well, you know how we do. We'll put them kids out there.
Illegally.
Go on and grab that bro right there, sweep that on up.
Asian been working with us illegally for probably about 8 years. But he originally was going to school for business administration to help. He's really good with numbers, with our numbers and our money. But now he just, and I told him he still can if he wants to, but he's now looking into going to school for anesthesiology.
Okay, cool.
So if he chooses to, he has that option. If he chooses not to, he has that option too. We always tell our children, the sky is not even the limit. You can do whatever you want to. You can go to college and still run a business. I did. You can, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So if they want the business, they're more than welcome to. And if they decide, you know what, this is just a little bit too much for me, that's fine.
This is here for you in case.
In case.
Nobody else will hire you in this world. You got this.
So have there been moments where one of you or both of you may have felt unseen, unheard, or overwhelmed in the business?
Every day.
Yeah.
All the time. Probably this morning.
So what did Brand do to make you feel unseen or unheard?
With the business?
With the business?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Oh Lord, yesterday. But a lot of times Brandon sees Luminary one way, I see Luminary another way. It's funny because when we was in the parking lot, we was listening to
John Hope Bryant.
Okay.
Money and Wealth.
We listened to him a lot, and he had said something, and God spoke to me and was like, y'all both need each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even though y'all are yin and yang, one can't do one without the other. And it's a reason why y'all come together to make Luminary. Brandon is a dreamer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dreamer and he is a visionary. I am an executor. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the executor, he frustrates me because he'll come up with these ideas
Mm-hmm.
and these dreams. And I'm like, well, how are we going to get there? And I frustrate him because I'm like asking questions. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what's the plan? He doesn't want to plan. He just wants to dream. I want to do this.
I want to dream and jump out the
I just want to jump
window.
out the window. I'm like, well, do you have a parachute?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Have you thought about if you hit the ground? Do you have insurance? He's like, why you got to ask all these questions? I just want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I get frustrated behind it. So we get frustrated with each other a lot. But in the parking lot, literally, guy was like, but together, y'all are one.
Together you're a force
Well,
to be
yeah.
reckoned with.
Yeah, so it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating when we have two different visions, but it's for a reason. We can't think alike.
Mm-hmm.
We can't be alike because if we do, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. And that's true. It wouldn't. So let me ask you this. So during those times, how do you navigate that to protect your marriage in those moments?
You have to talk it out. You have to talk it out.
You do. You have to
As much
thug
as you
it
don't
out.
want to, you have to
Mhm.
talk it out and get it out the way.
You do.
Because this is not home.
Mhm.
Home is not this.
That's right.
So
We
we
leave from home to go to this, but don't bring this
So,
home.
so what are the non-negotiables you've put in place to make sure the business never outranks the covenant?
We put nothing in place. We just that was just between
Mhm.
us. There's a rule we said.
So you said just the roof
well
of that.
lately we have made it. That's one reason why we
Mhm.
got the office space.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
before
yeah.
when we was working at home, which some people thought it was, hey, you didn't need no office space. I did for my mental.
Mm-hmm.
Because before I couldn't separate it. It was, how a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times when you work a 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
you got that time to drive home and to drive to work to just get a
Mm.
moment of clarity. When you're working from home or you're at home, you can't transition from business owner to mom to wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's all mixed in together. And it had drove me absolutely bananas, which is why I said earlier, I did not want luminary stuff in my house. And so now we made a clear decision. Once either I'm out the office or once that laptop is closed, there is no more discussion about luminary.
Mm-hmm.
Before I would take calls at the middle of the night. People would call 10, 11, 12. I'm sitting here messaging. I'm supposed to be spending time with my husband and my
Mm-hmm.
kids, and I feel more obligated to Luminary. And so it was okay. No, here's a boundary. I have other jobs, which is a wife and a mother. I
So
love my
that
customer.
website got updated.
Yeah, that's
Like
when the
our
website got
closing
up.
time is
Yeah,
at this.
Look, you see, I'm over here like,
this is where I had to make that bound. I love my customers to death, but it's
Mhm.
hey, respect the fact that I still got 4 kids and a husband that I have to give them just as much time as I do this business. So once the laptop is closed, it's curtains.
that was my issue. Is I always feel like people had direct. I want to change my number so bad, my personal, because I have a business line, but some kind of way I was before the business line. I guess everybody that knew me, you know. Well, let me just put it this way: you have those customers that become friends, so they have both numbers.
Yeah, we
Let me
got some
just
of
put it
those.
that
Yeah,
way.
those.
I love y'all, but them 10, 11 o'clock, and I had to start saying your emergency is not my emergency.
Yeah, urgency.
Sorry,
Yeah.
just because you need an outfit, you know. I've done it. I done been off here 1 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Bestie, you know who I've talked to. Yes, I'm putting it out there. But I will say this. It may have been a reason though. That night we came over here. She had an emergency. I came over here. My whole boutique was flooded.
Oh.
Some water had they were doing construction over here on Clarksville Highway.
Mm-hmm.
It was the craziest night. Cause I was like, girl, you want me to do what? I gotta go out of town. I need a quick outfit. I don't have nothing to wear to this. They having a ball or something she was going to. I said, you got to be kidding me. So I rolled on out. She said, I'm gonna come get you. I rolled out the bed. We get over here. I had on some little thin, some kind of shoes. I was like, why my feet feel wet? And she was like, she couldn't feel it. She had on tennis shoes. So I get over here, cut the light on, and we like, I said, where this water coming from? And then I was like, oh well, it's seeping out through the door. So I called the owner over here. I said, I know it's late. But I don't know how I'm gonna get all this water. I don't know where it's coming from. At the time, I didn't know where it was coming from, but it was coming from the I don't forget the what something in here
Mm-hmm.
that's over there in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
And it had something to do with where they were doing construction, something. They came in here and touched something because they had to do something with the water. Anyway, I was kind of grateful that night that we came over here. But any other time, I ain't getting out of my bed. But I think it was a reason that happened that night.
Yep.
Because, baby, this whole place would have been, and I had to, of course, get rid of some things because, like the water was like literally coming up. Like I couldn't do nothing. It was just still coming. It was just rushing through this panel over here. It was just water coming in here. There was nothing I could do about it.
Yeah,
And then I was trying to call my husband. He had to go to work. And he literally was just like, I'm going to have to call in because whatever that thing is, they was trying to tighten. I'm sorry, y'all, to explain to y'all what it is. The valve, the vital valve, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So he trying to find a tool to do it. We done had to call his cousins and them, somebody come over here to, so then, it was crazy. So then the owner, she came with the wet vac. It was an all-night process. And I was like, I'm glad I came over here.
Good.
But it was one of them things like, I don't do this. We ain't coming out for no outfit. So now I had to really set those boundaries. But I tell her I give her grace for that because it saved it really saved because that water was, like I said, it was running all out there. It was a mess.
You have to do like I do. So the customers who had our number before the office number, I just redirect them to the office number. Like in a heartbeat, it's like, hey, I understand that you need us or something, but can you call the business line?
Right.
You're still calling my personal line, and unfortunately, that ain't what this line is for. And just keep it brief with them and straight to the point.
Oh, now I have some boundaries. Now I just be looking at the phone like, I ain't
straight
answering
to the
that.
point, respectfully, and then they
I said,
understand.
they'll leave a message. I'll call them back tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, I had set them boundaries because it was getting bad. And then my other issue that I have, y'all probably don't have this, but I got this real bad. Figuring out when I'm supposed to just really stop working. It was a time, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, in my marriage, my mother was like, well, I'm going on vacation without you. And I said, you going where without me? I had to, I was like, you just playing, right? He was like, no. You ain't, because I have another job, y'all. And he was like, you ain't turning your vacation? I was like, no. I was like, these are my busiest months. No, I got things to do. I was like, I got a hosting gig. I got this on the calendar. So now I try. Sorry, husband, it's 2026, and I know I haven't done it for January. I'm getting back on track. I started giving him a rundown of my schedule. I'm like, what are we doing? So I know not to book nothing. But I did do it. Let me take that back because we're going somewhere in April, and I was very obedient this time. I did. He said, put them days in. I did. But sometimes I'd be like, you can't plan stuff, and I'm trying to get him to understand. You just can't plan stuff because I have stuff on the calendar.
Absolutely.
But see, y'all work together, so y'all kind of know each other's calendar, right? I don't have that luxury. I have to remember to tell him I got X, Y, and Z. You can't just tell me, oh, we got a baby shower to go to. How long you been knowing about the baby shower? How long you been knowing about the wedding? You didn't just find out. I need you to know when these people give you the invites, send them to me. Because, baby, I'm not going to show up. And it be his fault. It don't be me. My calendar already be booked. Some stuff I can't take off the calendar. So I need y'all to tell him.
Okay.
Y'all can go and
share
shop
your
some.
calendar. Share.
He don't really have. What's going on? Who checking me? What is it?
No, they said sometimes your husband needs some me time.
Who is that? Wait, who said that? He get a lot of me time. I'm always gone. Who said that?
Your mama.
Now listen here. Block her again. We just unblocked you. Remember last week she was blocked. Block her again. No, we don't block my mama. No, he gets a lot of me time. That's the problem. He goes to the cigar lounge. I'm always gone. I'm always working. Me and Keita's always working. We always working.
We understand.
So, but yes, my issue is he'll come up with something, but because my baby turning 50, I was like, babe, what you want to do for your birthday in April? And I said, he was like, he always like, oh no, I don't really want to do that. He like to be left alone. He just want them dang on cigars and his Godfather, whatever he drink. And I was like, no, we're going to take a trip because I don't really care about throwing parties. So I'd be like, no, we're going to make memories. We're going on a trip. So yeah, I said, let's just go on and book something out the country. Needless to say, I'm gonna let y'all know. Nah, your girl didn't book it. That ain't my line. Now I just told him where we go. I said, this is where we going. These your choices. You just tell me where we going, and then I'm gonna take off. So he said he liked Cabo, so we go back to Cabo then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where we going. But I'm guilty of the one to just be like, oh gosh, I got all this stuff to do, and then I'm like, no, or I'd be like, that's the month. He may have told me some stuff in advance. I ain't gonna lie. And I'd be like, that's my busy month. So do y'all ever do that when, well, y'all probably don't do that, do you? When it's a busy, do you be like, no, we can't take vacation here? Like one of y'all want to take a
peak
vacation?
season.
We do
Yep.
have peak seasons.
So we'll do it. It depends on what's happening during the peak season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we got some people that can cover some things for
Mhm.
the peak season, and then we got some people that can't. That just it requires us to be there. So if worst case scenario, we'll just wait till the off season comes and we'll take that
And
trip.
take that trip.
Yeah, my
And so
birthday
y'all
falls.
both cool with that?
Yeah, my birthday falls in peak season. So
Okay.
since my birthday falls in peak season,
When's your
I'll
birthday?
March.
In March. Okay.
It's the end of March, March 28th. So it's literally spring cleaning. Everybody wants cleaning. Everybody wants pressure washing. Everybody, well, except this year with the storm when all the pipes busted. Since we do maintenance, we start getting thousands of calls for cleaning and maintenance. But our slow seasons is typically between November through January, and so we'll try to take time then.
If
makes
the
sense.
weather ain't being
If the
bipolar.
Right.
Baby, especially
This
this
past-
weather.
It was
This
Man.
past,
way
we
out.
was still out power washing.
In
We typically
January.
would have put our equipment up, but we're still out working and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, we got the weather for it.
Boy,
We
keep
gonna keep
pushing.
on getting it.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm a firm believer in that. You can still work and it's working for you. Nah, don't stop it. Keep booking them.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Like, why are you gonna stop?
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing we can love about the Nashville weather. Sometimes it works in our favor, and sometimes you
it
like,
don't. Absolutely.
really,
Yep.
like we doing this. Like we had the ice storm. What was that? 3 weeks ago now, and that can put a down. And that's another thing I want to talk about in business. You also have to have that cash flow right
You do.
in business because, like we had, just say the ice storm could have set you back what 3-4 days. Say you couldn't get to this client because some of us you just can't get to roads, and then people's power was out.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk. I want to talk on that as well. About, can you speak on that, Salisa, about cash flow, managing cash flow?
So you have to, for us, we manage cash flow because we have a really good customer mix.
Okay.
So we don't just do one thing. We don't just do residential. Now I do preach to everybody. You could be a jack of all trades and a master of none. But we've been in the game for a little bit, so we've been able to, broaden our scope. So we have residential, we have commercial, we have a lot of commercial. Our commercial contracts bring in steady income. Our residential brings in constant income. We now have pressure washing, which brings in more ROI, and then we do maintenance, which brings in bigger profit margins too. So because we have a good customer mix, we're constantly bringing in cash flow. So we don't have a real big issue on, if I only deal with residential, because residential, as much as we are popular for residential, and I love my residential people, they are my friends, it does not bring in a lot of money. It has a very small profit margin.
I would think it would have a
No, because once residential is very labor heavy.
Oh,
So you
okay.
have to
labor
have,
heavy.
we have
Okay.
employees. Once you have your employees, and you can't charge too much because you have so many cleaners out here who do it by themselves, and they charge them $50, and they like, well, I could just go to Little Sally, she can clean my house for $50, and I'm like, well, you get more consistency and reliability because we have a whole team. So if Sally get COVID or get sick, Sue can come in and step in her place. We already know your property. We can still maintain it. Versus if you just with Sally, she gets sick, it's over. You don't get no more service. So we have to have staff. Commercial is the same way. But it's a little bit more profitable, depending on if it's government or private. But we have a good customer mix, which helps with our cash flow. So once you start scaling and kind of get everything situated, being able to have a good customer mix helps you with your cash flow.
That cash flow also helped us, like even before we pivoted to power washing, doing commercial and residential. Like I was mentioning with that net 30, net 45, the residential people kept that cash flow going versus us waiting on those government contracts to pay. So it's like your cash flow, it'll fluctuate depending on what you're doing.
Yep. And then also when the ice storm hit, even though we were out of power, couldn't work, we on contracts. So I might not have got residential, but I still got government contracts that's paying monthly. I still got private contracts that's paying monthly. We still had money coming in,
Coming
flowing,
in.
so we didn't miss it. It didn't hurt us at all. It actually gave us more. Anytime something bad happens
Mhm.
in Nashville, we get more money.
And the good part about that is because they have scaled and structured
Yeah.
their business.
Yes,
That's the
hmm
key part right there.
we have
Mm-hmm.
scaled our business. We it's not just me and Brandon anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. I ain't never really done no cleaning. If somebody say me cleaning, it's probably weird, but
That was in the way back then.
He said
That's when it
way
was
back in the day
R&R.
when it was R&R.
yeah, I came out and did maybe 2 jobs.
I got some bad news for you going in the field tomorrow.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
nah.
Brandon already told me.
If
We got
you
a
see her in the
conversation.
field, I'm telling
No,
y'all,
she coming to work tomorrow.
I'm coming to work with,
She-
with me.
Uh-huh. She
Mm-mm.
go,
We don't have nothing on schedule tomorrow.
And now we have a wonderful business manager who takes care of a lot. So
Okay.
me and Brandon have got to a point where we can start sitting back. Some we're learning how to sit back,
Mhm.
but we have gotten to a
That's the
point
hard
we
part for me.
So I was gonna say, when you said you're learning how to sit back, is
Mm-hmm.
there a trust issue with letting somebody kind of come in and guide your baby?
not for me.
No,
Brandon
I just
maybe.
like to be active.
Yeah,
Okay,
Brandon
just like
likes to
be
be.
active.
Brandon believes if
If I'm sitting behind the desk, I feel like
he gonna
I'm
get
losing
old and
life.
die. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
So a lot of people be wondering why
Because I've
Brandon
never
is
sat
still.
behind a desk.
Yeah, Brandon is still cleaning. He'll go out there and clean people's house,
Mhm.
and they wonder why. It's because in his mind, if he's like my granddad. And my
Mhm.
granddaddy would truly believe the moment he stopped working is when he started deteriorating.
My mama's still on there because, baby, that is my mama.
Yeah, that's
That
great.
is my mama all the way.
And mama
Mama,
still
you got
doing
somebody
good.
just like you, honey.
So Brandon gonna work. And he don't have to
I don't have
whatsoever.
to.
He can sit at home and work in the background, but he feels like being active keeps him young.
So how do you all balance risk taking in the business with risk taking in the marriage?
Prayer.
With prayer.
We haven't been taking no big risks lately.
Okay.
We've been investing into us more
Okay.
as
Yeah.
far as a risk. Like, all right, cool, let's do this together or let's do that. But like individually for the business,
Mm-hmm.
taking a risk on something, no, we haven't
Haven't
been
done
doing that.
We try not to put the business before the marriage.
Mm.
Sometimes it happens. One thing
Mhm.
I didn't realize is that the business started getting in the way of the marriage secretly, and we didn't realize that it happened because we never intended on that to happen.
And when you all realized that happened, how did you handle it?
It was an aha moment.
Mhm.
We go to therapy. We are true believers in therapy, and
Okay.
we've been in therapy, and that was
We've
something
been
that I
offered therapy through the company too.
yeah,
Oh,
and
that's good to your employees.
yeah, we offer therapy to
I
our
like that.
employees. Yes, but one of the things that our therapist had told us is like y'all have allowed the business and the kids to get into the marriage, and
Mm.
it's funny because when we first got married, the pastor who married us always told us the hierarchy of the relationship should
Mhm.
be God, the husband, then the kids, and we
Okay.
used to even
Wife
teach.
and kids.
Yeah,
Oh,
what I say?
You put yourself out. It's okay. I got you.
My bad.
We knew what she
My
meant.
bad. Y'all knew what I meant. But me and Brandon used to teach other couples and be like,
Mhm.
you always got to make sure y'all together and date each other, keep dating. We were going to, sit in the parking lot. We'll go anywhere and just have a date real quick.
Mhm.
And we thought we were doing great things
Hmm.
until we realized we was like going, arguing a lot. And I was like, what is happening? Our therapist had to say, you have let the business and the kids interfere with your marriage. It has literally become linear in your marriage.
That
I
makes
get why
sense.
they were saying, well, y'all Velcro. Every time, we can't never see you
They
without
They
call
her,
call us
and vice
Velcro.
versa. And I was like, well, we didn't have no other responsibility outside the kids. But now that we have Luminary,
It has
it's like, hey,
it
we
pulled us
are
away.
here and we are away from each other. So it's like, oh man, hold on, my bad. Let's get back over
together.
Together.
here.
Yeah, it pulled
Mhm.
us away and we didn't realize it.
So what does date night look like for y'all?
We have dating out
Man,
every day.
depends on how we feeling. Honestly,
We'll go
did a
get
check
a
come through?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Did a check come through, or we not enough money for the money?
It
Like-
depends.
like-
we have to budget for it. If we want to
Like
do a
what?
lavish
Yeah, a
date,
lavish date.
or
Like we
if
just did
Oh,
one
y'all
today.
did one today. What did y'all go?
we went to
Bag
Bag
lady,
Ladies.
my
Okay,
favorite
come on,
spot.
Bag
We'll go to
Ladies.
Bag
Bag
Ladies.
Ladies.
So what y'all eat? Look, I'm all in y'all
The
business.
block
What
is
you eat?
hot for me.
And I
Okay.
had the one that has the steak on it.
Yeah.
If you in the Nashville area, or if you plan on coming to Nashville, make sure you patronize Bag Ladies. I don't know the exact address, but I know it's on Buchanan.
Yes,
Mhm.
but we will have a date day in a heartbeat. We'll go
Mhm.
get us something to eat, sit in somebody's parking lot, sit at the park, even if we're on jobs, I'll be like, Brandon, meet me at the office. Let's go eat somewhere.
Like that.
We will have a date.
We will have a $5 biggie bag
We
date
sure
if
will,
we
if
need
we
to.
need
Baby,
to.
that's me. Everything doesn't have to be lavish. I tell people all the time, I don't have to be lavish. We can sit in the bed and play Uno as far as I'm concerned. He-
Oh,
Just say he not playing Uno.
we'll play dominoes. We're dominoes and spades type people.
Come
Well,
on,
excuse
Spade.
me, I come from card playing families both sides, but I don't play cards, nor do I play dominoes. So it's gonna be Uno or goldfish for me.
I'm sorry.
Fish. Go put them cards down. We gonna goldfish this thing. Flip that thing. Y'all act like y'all don't play that y'all grown. Let me just be
No, we
quiet.
don't.
We play dominoes and spades.
Dominoes, spades,
Grown people games.
dice.
Well, I play what I play.
I don't do that.
What we do Uno too?
Reverse, draw four, and
Okay.
y'all gonna play. Matter of fact, they ain't leaving till we play Uno. Let me pull my Uno cards
Oh,
out.
You got the
Okay.
stack set too.
Yeah, I got a gold set of Uno cards, baby.
Okay, you a
Okay,
pro.
good.
Don't play with me. And it's in a nice case. I'ma send y'all a picture.
Okay.
Cause y'all probably think I'm playing, don't you?
Alright.
I got some nice Uno cards,
I
baby.
believe
Don't
you.
play with me and my
We
gold
just went and
Uno
bought,
cards in my nice wood box. Don't play with me.
What game did we just go by?
What
Family Feud. We just bought
Wow,
the
that's
gold
a good-
edition of that
Oh,
game.
that's
So.
gonna be nice.
That was
No, we played it already.
Okay.
We do try to put in.
So
time
do the
for
kids
family.
play with so the whole family? So y'all really do a whole family?
We have family
Okay, come
night.
on
We
now,
will try to
family
get all
night.
together and have we make them come in,
Mhm.
sit down, and we'll have a family game night.
I like that. I like that. So let me ask you this: how do you define success as a couple versus success as business partners?
That's a good question. Success as a couple,
Versus business partners.
I think they can go hand in
Mm-hmm.
hand, but success as a couple is, staying together.
Mhm.
That's successful.
It is.
Success as business partners. I look at from where we were to where we
Mhm.
are now.
Yes.
I put that statement on both of them.
Yeah, that's both
Mhm.
because sometimes I have to remind Brandon and myself, look at where we were versus where we have been now. And I always say sometimes you can get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of life that you forget to take a moment to say, you know what, I tell people this all the time. My testimony is when we were working 9 to 5. Brandon had a job. I had a great job. We come home because we didn't have the right mindset and because we didn't have a lot of financial literacy. We were literally bringing home buku money with the lights cut off. We would come home making plenty of money, no food on the table, and we used to be ashamed because we used to have to go ask. One of his cousins used to be like, "Well, I'm cooking," and we were like, "Oh, well, we gonna come over and try your food." Well, we was coming over there trying food because we ain't had no food at home. Or it would be times that the lights was cut off and we didn't want to sit in the dark until they cut the lights back on, and we was like we was making checks. And now that we are full-time entrepreneurs, we've never had our lights
We
cut
was
off.
making checks too because I was at the park.
We was
at
making
your
bank. We
job.
had a part-time. We had checks coming in, but it was the mindset.
The mindset. Your mindset has to match your money.
Correct.
The mental. People
Mental.
don't understand. It all goes. You said it earlier. Everything has to go
It has
together.
to
It goes
flow.
hand in hand. If you're not good with money in your personal, you're not gonna be good with money in your business.
So so that's what made me.
And every dollar needs to be accounted
it
for.
should be, which is why
You make some cash and you put that in your pocket. It's missing in that business account.
That is correct.
Guess what? So when you go do that ledger in the books, you looking like, I had an invoice for this, but the checkbook ain't matching. The bank account's not matching. Because you think as entrepreneur, oh, I just go buy me. You just said the biggie meal, $5. So you still pull $5 out of it. It had to hit the bank yet.
Yes.
It needs to hit. I learned that from NDIC. It needs to hit the bank.
account.
Because baby, I told them in class, I was guilty. When people gave me cash, I wasn't spending it. I just never liked to go to the bank. And the lady, not Angela, we had, oh God, I can't think of her name. She's actually one of my customers. She was one, you know, they bring in the
bankers.
No, she's not a banker. But you know how they bring in the people to assist with the class? I forgot her name. Oh Lord, forgive me, forgot her name. But anyway, I say all that to say, she was like, your cash flow is doing QuickBooks. We're going over QuickBooks. She was like, when you gonna go to the bank? I was like, I got it. I know what the number, what the ledge is. But she said it hadn't hit the bank, and then you rolled into a new month.
Also, then you didn't even be able to account for all that money.
For that month. And I'm telling you, I made mistakes in the bank. I'm telling you. So those classes really do help
They
you.
do.
And I am guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I ain't went to the. Well, I didn't have time to go today for the money I made this week because I'm sitting up here thinking, "Hey, it's happening now." I didn't go to the, but I'm gonna go to the bank this
Yes.
week.
Yes.
I promise. I gotta go before the because this money counts for this month.
Yes.
I can't wait.
You
Yeah,
got
being
to
a
make
business,
it-
yeah,
It's very, very
I'm
hard.
gonna stop taking cash. Y'all just want to do card on.
We
He
don't
can
take a
take
lot of.
it.
We don't take a lot of cash.
Give the money to your husband. He can take it.
He will say, I'm making that face because he said he don't work for me, but I want to say this. Spouses, if you ever get with an entrepreneur, you're a part of their business. You have a job, whether you want to do it or not. You know what? If he hasn't went to work when I get home, he gonna get it and he gonna have to take it tomorrow. Because I'm bad with it. And let me tell you another thing I'm bad with. I'm terrible with transferring that money out of apps and moving that money. See, this is a real transparent moment. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. My books sometimes I be like, oh crap, like the Venmo, because Cash App I can go and look at that pretty much. It's on my that Venmo. I be like, oh God, that's what. Because sometimes I get to looking at them books, I be like, it's short. And then I'm looking like, no, I don't have the cash. I already made that deposit. Then I go over to that dang on Venmo. I'm just being real. These are good gems, people.
Yeah.
Make sure you're tracking all of that stuff because them ledgers need to be matching.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm gonna give you them gems because I be raising my hand. I'm guilty.
Yep.
Like matter of fact, I need to probably check and see if I had any Venmos from this weekend because I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I am very terrible. We're gonna play a quick little game
Okay.
called Rapid Fire. I want each of y'all to just tell me what's the first thing that come to your mind.
Okay.
Vision or flexibility? Which one you prefer? Vision.
Flexibility.
Okay. Work late or date night?
Date night.
Date night.
I was hoping. I said y'all better say date night. One of them better
Date
not
night.
say. Anyway, big risk or steady growth?
Big risk.
You give me steady growth.
I'm steady, but I'm working on my
Mhm.
risk taking.
Because I figured that was gonna be you. CEO hat or spouse hat?
I'm always in CEO hat.
Spouse hat.
Yeah.
It depends on the moment.
The
too.
moment. I can see that. Hard truth or gentle delivery?
Very hard truth.
Hard truth.
Hard truth. Okay. Plan it all out or trust the process?
Trust the
Plan
process.
it out.
I would say you gave. I would say if you
Trust
say
the
I was gonna say
process.
you give me. You want to plan it out and trust the process. I like that. It's a good little balance there, a little mixture. I like it. So before I let you go, I have to ask: beyond the business, how do you hope your partnership inspires other couples, both in marriage and in business?
I hope that our transparency and our walk inspires other people, business owners, because we try not to get on social media and show the glitz and the glams,
Mhm.
but we try to be honest and transparent as we possibly can, so you can see that you don't get to just see the reward, but you see what it took for us to get to the reward.
Yes.
You don't get to see, a lot of times you don't get to see the celebrities that get the late night crying and the nose and the shut doors. All you see is boom, they're just this fabulous person.
Yep.
Well, we want to make sure that we show you the ugly side of it too. It is a beautiful thing. It is something that you can obtain, but it is truly, you have to change your mindset. Your mindset is the number one thing that can make or break your business, and faith.
You have
Yes.
to truly want it.
You got to
A
truly
lot
want
of
it.
people say, "Oh, we want to be like y'all. We see y'all every day." Okay, that's fine, but can you really walk this path? And if
Yes.
you really want it, just come to us.
Seeing it is one thing.
Yes.
Doing it is a whole nother thing. I tell
That
people.
is true.
It is true.
Yes. That's what I always say to people as I'm doing it now in my life is let me see if I really want to do it. Let me ask somebody, can I shadow them? Let me see what it really looks like. Let me do a couple shadowing sessions. Let's see if this is something I really want to do. That's what I did with the podcast. I got with well, first I told Keith, I think I want to do a podcast. And I said, we're going to call Kevin Johnson of a Big Church Podcast. And I said, let me see if he'll let me shadow. Now, let me tell you about him. He was like, no, I'm just going to push you off the... I was like, no, I need to come sit and see if this is what I want to do. Because I really wasn't sure if that's what I wanted to do. And then I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. And been running with it ever since. You have to make sure it's something you want to do.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you see other people doing something. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because guess what? You're inspired by something.
Yeah.
That's how we got
Yes.
into power washing. I seen somebody
Mhm.
doing it, and I was like, "Hey, I can do
Lit.
that."
And that's what I'm saying. It's nothing wrong with seeing stuff, But you need to make sure that's something. And there was nothing wrong with if you even got the power washing equipment and started doing it. Was like, no, this is not quite what I want to do. But for you, lucky that was something you wanted to do. Because like a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it, I have done stuff and like I'm gonna go this route. I want to do this in my life. Done started stuff, bought stuff, and like I don't want to do this. That was just a waste of money.
So I'm not that person.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are both, what is it, dreamers, visionaries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that. Because I'm always planning, okay, so if we spend the money on this,
Mm-hmm.
are we going to get our money back before, or we just going to sit here and have all of these started projects that never got finished? And so me and him had that conversation last night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look around the room,
Mhm.
look how many projects you done started and didn't finish. So before we do that, let's create a business plan.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a plan of action, a POA. What do we want to do? How do you plan on marketing to this
Mhm.
people? Even so, I teach at Fridays. I teach at B Academy for girls. I teach entrepreneurship to my 7th and 8th graders, and then I also help at Maplewood. So I always ask them, okay, so if this is what you want to build, this business is what you want to build. What's the plan? Who you gonna market to? Who is your target audience? Who is your target customer? Answer those questions, and then that way you have a plan before you just jump out there. Brandon is a jumper. He is. I'm just gonna jump out there and figure out who it is. And I'm like, well, then that's how you end up realizing, well, this ain't no good market. The market is too oversaturated. This is not a good, valuable business at this time. What did the data say? Nobody wants to do the research. So sometimes you got to do the research and think about it before you just jump out, because then you're just wasting money. Did you really make money?
Jump out enough to at least make the money back that you spent, because we did do that as well. Like, hey, look, we might not have made a profit with this, but at least we got our money back from me just jumping out the window.
See, I'm a jumper because I'll talk myself out of something. So I got to just be like, go on and just cast that net. I don't know. I just got to do it.
That's why
I'll start talking that I'm going to do something. Then once it's on that paper and I done wrote down, I'm like, it's a go. Once I write it down, baby, it's a go. Now, I might talk about it for 6 months to a year, but when I say it's wrote down, it's a go. You better know I'm going and jumping.
I have one of my friends, I love him to death. He might be watching, Mr. Thomas.
Hey, Tom, saw you on the news last weekend or whatever weekend it was.
That is my friend. He has dream after dream after dream after, and I always tell him.
Wait a minute, I don't even know what Thomas you talking about.
I'm talking about that Thomas.
Because I'm sitting up there like, I just done jumped. I don't even know who she
Thomas.
I just be assuming we know the same
yes,
people.
It's
okay.
Thomas. And so I always tell him, before you jump into something else, just write it down. Just let it marinate for a little bit, and then come back to it. And then if you got time, then go ahead and jump and execute those extra dreams. But y'all are visionaries. Y'all come up with ideas. Brandon Thomas.
Just jump, baby. Jump. I got an idea for every day of the week. Last week I wanted to be a comedian. Yeah, it's something.
And see, I'm like you. I'm like, okay, but let's write it down. Let's make it out.
And then I be telling her, no, I just want to go do an open mic. Let me just go see if it's something I want. It be stuff that I just
wrote one joke. But want to be a comedian. Yeah.
And it's every week is something with me.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that I just see. I be like, oh, we gonna do this. But I look, and you notice the word I just said. You catch it? We gonna do this.
Yes.
Look, and she just be like.
Then I have to come up with the steps and help.
How you gonna get there?
Help execute it.
That's why I also, me and my friends, we also talk about there's two types of people. There is journey people and destination people. You got the destination person who always just wants to get to Cabo. I want to go to Cabo. We getting ready to go to Cabo. Well, how you gonna get there? You gonna get flight? You gonna drive? Like, what's your plan? I don't know. I'm just going to Cabo. I just know I'm going to Cabo. Me and you are the ones who's like, well, we got to book the flight. Did you look up hotels? Do you know how much money we need for spending? No, I just want to go to Cabo. Two totally different people. And that's me and him. He is definitely a destination person, and I'm a journey person.
Yeah. I'm a destination. I already know that in my marriage.
Yeah, you are.
In my marriage, I'm just be like, you taking too long.
Yep.
No, we need to. No. I want the mansion now. And I just went out and that's a let me stop.
How you gonna afford the mansion?
I didn't care. We just got no.
And I also believe.
So in my head, he said I bamboozled him. I was ready to get out of what was I living in a townhouse? And I said I'm ready to be a homeowner. And he was slowly going about things. And I told you when I write it down, I was kept telling him. telling him and telling him. Wrote it down. And I said, I'm ready.
I believe that's a different level of faith.
And then he said,
You have a
I
different
thought
level
we
of
were just
faith.
going to look at the house. Why am I signing the I said, you ain't got to sign. I can
So
handle
you
this.
had already got the house.
Maybe we,
Yeah. It's a different level of faith. It's that I already know God got it. Come on, let's gonna do it. You done already wrote the vision.
I told you once it's wrote down, I'm going to go get that thing on thing.
Yeah.
I ain't right.
I want it. I see it. I'm going to go get it.
If
It's
I know
just
we
that.
got the funds, I'm just gonna go and get it. Especially if I know it's something that will help us.
Mhm.
Like, hey, we'll figure out the kinks later, but this is gonna help us, and the funds is there. I'm gonna make a, as they say, boss move, CEO move. I'm doing it.
I feel like if I wouldn't have, we probably wouldn't be in the house. I don't know. We might have. I don't know. I just feel like that's just how I feel about it. Because he be slow to move.
But he still moves.
He moved, but he's slow with it. I think.
Sometimes
we
that
got a
slow
different.
move is better though. Like,
Thank
what was
you.
that we was trying to do? I was trying to take my time learning how to strip and wax floors, but I got pushed into it. It's like she pushed me into it. It's like, hey man, sometimes you gotta take your time. We didn't know, but it was just like, hey, go, and then you just learn along the way. Like,
Sometimes it could be a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm learning now to slow down and look. It depends on what it is, but in my marriage, I'm learning to just.
Y'all gotta both bounce off each other, balance.
Oh, yeah,
you need a little bit of him, he needs a little bit of you.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years, and I'm just now learning.
I understand. Time has nothing to do with marriage.
I'm just saying, I'm just learning. Who, yeah, marriage is not for the weak. No, it is not for the weak. I just want to say thank you. But did you say it's ghetto? I thought I was the only person that thought that.
I told my husband in the car we're gonna start us a podcast called Marriage and Hemorrhoids.
Marriage and Hemorrhoids. Oh my goodness. And I need to come over there talk about it.
Yes.
Both of them can crazy. Marriages. Y'all.
It's wonderful.
Yes, it is. But it can be taxing sometimes. Sometimes, and then when you've been with a person so long, it can just get
you know I'm through and through.
Yes.
You know, I know everything my husband thinking before he say it out his mouth.
That's how I feel. But I don't think it's vice versa, but I feel like
what I'm about to say right now.
You hungry.
You hungry, ready to go? I'm finna let y'all.
So on that note.
Look, thank y'all so much. Yanni, before we let y'all go, tell the people where they can find you and tell the people all the services you provide for Luminary.
So we provide commercial and residential cleaning and maintenance and power washing services. We want to be your full service provider. We believe in taking care of your space so your space can take care of you. You can find us on Facebook, on Luminary Clean. You can find us on Instagram, Luminary Clean, TikTok, Luminary Cleaners, YouTube, Luminary Cleaners. Our website is www.luminarycleaners.com. Our office number is 615-807-0252. We also offer preventative maintenance packages. If you want to know what a preventative maintenance plan is, visit us on our website. We talk about it on how to prevent. We want to be your PCPs of your building or your home. We don't want to be your emergency room. Once things bust and break, then you call somebody. Let's prevent that. Let's plan it. Let's budget for those incidentals so that way we can save money to pass down our assets. You want to learn more? Visit our website. Follow us on social media. I'm always on there. You got anything to say?
Don't follow our personal page. We like to have fun too. Jesus Christ.
I like that. Yes, follow the business pages only. Thank y'all for coming. It's time to get into some real talk. Tonight we saw what it really takes to protect the covenant while building a business. Here's the gem I want you to hold on to. Your relationship is your first investment. Every business win means nothing if the foundation at home crumbles. I'm just trying to help the people. So whether you're thinking about starting something with your spouse, navigating pressure, or just trying to protect what matters most, set your boundaries, communicate boldly, and lead with love. Remember, success is never just about the shine. It's about what you build together that lasts. Before we completely sign off, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Closet Experience Boutique. Ladies, be sure to go visit them today, www.theclosetexperience.com, and you can save 10% with code podcast. That's PODCAST. And we're out. Thank you. Thank y'all for
Okay, no
coming.
problem.
Thank y'all.